Mix, we're back with another vlog. Yes, we're back, and this time we're going to be doing a Matchroom special card again. This time it's a press conference for Yafai and Edwards. It's going to be a good one. It's a bloodline feud that's gone on from the brothers to now these brothers. One went to the Olympics, one to win a title. This now is for the interim bout. It's going to be a great fight. Let's see who's going to be cracking. Let's see who's going to be whistling away. There's going to be a lot of other fighters there as well. Also, I'm curious to see what the special announcement is for Matchroom from what I've heard from rumours and stuff. So let's see what's happening. Shout out Eddie Hearn as well. And yeah, it's Birmingham, Grand Hotel.
Thanks, Jaykae, and how's the sound? There we go. Hello, hello. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Get that sound up. Otherwise, it'll be your last gig. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening, Birmingham. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for coming tonight. Of course, we heard the notorious voice of Jaykae there. Thank you, Jaykae, for a stunning promo as we gear up to a major night for British boxing. November the 30th in Birmingham, back in Birmingham, as we continue this great run of shows in the Midlands. This time, we've got a domestic classic for you. The man to my right, Sonny Edwards, the former world champion, the man who went out to attempt to unify against Bam Rodriguez, fighting one of Birmingham's greatest ever fighters, certainly their best amateur fighter, the Olympic gold medalist, Galal Yafai. It's exactly the kind of fight that we want to make, a pure 50-50 domestic matchup for the WBC Interim World Championship, of course live and exclusive on DAZN around the world. So much more to tell you about on this table as well. And firstly, after his performance at the weekend, going to 5-0, I wanted to particularly welcome and introduce, of course, Ibrahim Sulaiman up until the top table. Ibrahim has been a fighter that we've worked with for a long time now. As I said, 5-0 after that win in Sheffield. And I've always felt like he's part of the family. Sometimes you feel like you don't really need contracts, because when I first met Jaykae and talking to him, the belief, the popularity he has in this city, we were on board. But today we officially announced a new multi-year partnership with Spider Ibrahim Sulaiman, and welcome officially to the Matchroom. The cut was a bad cut. We know we're doing everything we can to get out November 30th. It's very important to you. It already looks like it's healing up after a couple of days, but I just wanted to say welcome to the team and time to kick on now with your professional career.
Yeah, that's it, man. First we're going to say alhamdulillah. It's a bad cut, but we're going to accept it and move on. It is what it is, it's part of the game. And that's it. Hopefully this recovers quick and we're back out ASAP.
Your opponent on Saturday, never been stopped, and you had him out there really. It was only a matter of time. Improving so quickly now, and already talking to Jaykae about stepping up the rounds and moving towards area titles as well, and probably certainly English and maybe even British titles towards the end of 2025.
Yeah, of course, that's the plan. Now that we're contracted, we can move forward. I got a plan. Ready to conquer the world, take it a step at a time, and see my name at the top, inshallah.
Well, welcome, and we look forward to hopefully seeing you November 30th.
That's it, let's go, Eddie, let's go.
Good man, good man. I'm very proud and excited about our young talent, and I think you're going to see a number of major signings for Matchroom worldwide over the next couple of weeks. It's really important that we invest in the young talent in this country. I feel like it's a real pivotal moment for British boxing at the moment. And, you know, you'd have seen across social media talking about the changes that we're making to the schedule, changes we're making to the product, start times, everything. But it all stems off the young talent. This young man, Hamzah Uddin, I think he's one of the best young fighters in the world. Not just in the UK. I think this kid has got superstar potential. I was disappointed that he had a little hand injury and we couldn't carry on that momentum. But November 30th, big step up against Ben Norman, the area champion as well. And I think this kid's going to go on and win world titles, and I'm very, very excited about his future. Hamzah, welcome back. November 30th in Birmingham, going to be a huge crowd, ready to keep this journey going.
Thank you for the lovely introduction as always, Mr. Hearn. I can't wait, I'm a fighting man, and I can't wait to get my hands on someone and punch him in the face. That's happening again on the 30th November.
Obviously one thing we know that you've got is plenty of support as well. Birmingham is becoming a hotbed now for these big shows, and the future for you is huge. The potential is huge to bring all of those big fights to the Midlands.
100%, you can hear now. I'm not even from Birmingham, but the noise is great. Shout out to all of you lot. I can hear you loud and clear. I bring a lot of support, and there's a reason why. Because I'm down to earth. I love my people, and I've got an exciting style. People like to tune in and watch me, and I'm just doing my thing. Keep going one step at a time, and almost there. We're getting there.
Now we know you've got one of the most annoying managers in the world in Sam Jones, but definitely one of the best managers in the world, because he just literally doesn't leave us alone. He shares the enthusiasm to move you at a quick pace. Big step up, this one for you, just to close out the year.
Yep, it's a big step up, but it's what I asked Sam for. I need a big step up, but the good thing is, I have every trick in the book, and everyone will tell you about my power. I have more than power, but everyone will tell you about my power, and rightly so. But my first fight, I knocked out a bantamweight. My last fight, I smashed up a super bantam. But this fight, for the first time, I fight at flyweight. Flyweight is my weight, and flyweight, the world's gonna know Hamzah Uddin is a big problem at flyweight.
We know that there is also a big flyweight main event. I mean, that's in time for you in the future. But I'm going to put you on the spot. Tell me about this main event. What do you think?
It's a good fight, man. It's a good fight.
Hey, Sonny's not next. He turned down a fight with my English champion, Brandon Daywood, so let's settle about Sonny's next. We'll get there. Tell the truth and shame the devil. You got offered that fight and your manager said no.
When was this? He's not even my weight. When was this? He's not even my weight though.
He's English champion.
Sonny, you don't want it, lad. You don't want it for Birmingham, lad.
Forget Ben Norman then. We've got a fight for the 30th of November. Forget Ben Norman, man. Forget Ben Norman. We've got your opponent.
Bring him, man. Yeah, Bob can get it too. Soon.
I'll say one thing and please leave me alone. He's going to be on the world stage very, very quickly.
He knows that. So he should be able to beat the English champion easy. That should be easy for him.
When the finals are correct.
Oh, see, now you're changing it. A minute ago we'll do it and he'll fight him. A minute ago his family was saying Sonny next. A minute ago it was me next. I'm saying fight the English champion and have me after. That's sound. Nice. Let's look at Sam's no issue. I'm not see these boxing managers. Look at these boxing managers.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Hamzah Uddin. I'm going to start with a quiet one. Sonny Edwards. Sonny, this is what you're all about, isn't it? I mean, never really turn down a fight, always want the biggest possible fights. But the thing that fascinates me about this fight more than anything is how confident each of you are that you win this fight. You don't seem to have any fear going into this fight, 100% convinced in your mind that you will be victorious on November 30th.
Do you know what I think it is? And it's probably the same for Galal. I feel like we both chase competition. We've both spent the last 10 years, decades, the best part of it, if not anyway, going around the world and facing the best challenges or trying to. I don't fear losing. I don't fear the harm another person, especially not someone my size, can do to my body. I think I like the challenges, so it's never about this fight or that fight. It's pretty much, Eddie, what fight do you want? Because you should want the biggest fight, because you're not in the business of promoting small fights. So I don't really care, or am I never going to be scared against anyone that weighs 112 pounds, I'll be real. Eddie, and Galal is probably one of the best in the world, and he has been for a few years now, especially in the amateurs and the Olympic setup, and he's shown that he took to the pro game like a duck to water, and yeah, he's done everything asked of him. I know that there's some people maybe asking, questioning whether this is too soon, or wondering why the fight's happening. Look, I was always ready for this fight. For me, it was always inevitable. Yeah, maybe I thought it'd probably take a little bit longer, but we've got the fight now. I'm happy for it, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Why do you beat Galal Yafai? I know you're a great pundit on the zone, you know the game inside out. I know you won't give away the game plan, but what areas are you better? Why are you winning this fight in November?
The same reasons I pretty much beat everyone else. I think my footwork, my IQ, my decision making, my engine, my activity during the rounds. I'm very hard to win rounds against. And yeah, Galal's, like I said, and like I'll keep giving him. He is a fantastic fighter, a great operator, and for me, I think the best thing about this fight is it's going to give the fans again something to watch back. And I think the only time that's really happened so far in my career is when I lost against Bam. So I'm trying to have that fight worth watching back that I win. I mean, I can always box and I can always move, but it doesn't really make it best spectacle. But against Galal, we just get in there and we just start having it out straight away, pretty much. We're never too far away from each other. One, 2 steps at a time. So yeah, I'm just looking forward to a great all-British fight. Former world champion versus former Olympic gold medalist. The Edwards Yafai names have been partnered for years before me, even and Galal even. And yeah, if you look at any super flyweight accolade or achievement over the last 5-10 years of British boxing, it's come from an Edwards or a Yafai. So the names have been together, and it's about now seeing what names that little bit further in front.
Seems to be that respect between you two. Seen a little bit of backwards and forwards between the brothers. You know, all part of the game, or is that just Sonny Edwards on social media?
No, I'll be real. I really like Galal. I mean, we've spent a lot of time sparring. We've spent a lot of time on GB together. And even when it's kind of like your rival because he's getting picked for stuff over and whatnot, and even when all the families got dragged in, but it's not really about that. I mean, okay, yeah. Cal, I've always had a good relationship. I know Gamal said a few things on social media, whether he's trying to get in my head, sell the fight, or just let me know he don't like me. It doesn't really matter to me, to be honest. This fight is between me and Galal.
Fresh off victory on Saturday.
Like I said before, he wants to win, I want to win, and there'll be one winner on the night, but the certain winners will be the fans, so I'm looking forward to putting on a show.
I remember we started talking about this fight maybe like 3 or 4 fights ago. You know, it just started to get mentioned across social media. And you've always told me that you want the fight. It's a fight that you're very confident about winning. The same question to you that I asked Sonny. Why do you beat Sonny Edwards on November 30th?
I wish I knew the answer. I'd be Houdini then. But I'll show everyone for November. Obviously, he's got his game plan. I've got mine. But if anybody's seen the spars, they know it's a proper fight. It's a bullshit fight.
Yeah, but let's be honest, there is rivalry as well. There's always been rivalry between you two, and this is important personally, but very important for your career at world level.
Yeah, I'm always quiet because the other guys I fight don't speak English. Now with Sonny, people don't really know. We fought nearly 10 years ago, so this has been bubbling for years and years. And he went on to win the world title, I went on to win Olympic gold. We both did our bit in the bargain, and now we're here now at crossroads. So trust me, I do not want to lose to Sonny Edwards, and he doesn't want to lose to Kal Yafai.
Well, thank you. Tremendous fight. We're going to go to the floor now. We've got some questions from the media with the microphone at the back. Yes, Joe.
Yeah, Sonny, in kind of recent interviews, you've kind of questioned the decision for Galal to go to the Olympic qualifiers. And as you sit here, former world champion, do you feel like you could have been sitting here, former world champion and Olympic gold medalist? And does that give you that extra bit of motivation for November 30th?
I think my question was never whether Galal was good enough or shouldn't have, to be honest. I think my questions are more at the system. I mean, the same person who was not only training his brother, but making the decisions of who got to get sent where and when at the during the Olympics and to the qualifiers and whatnot, is also the same person that's negotiating with Eddie Hearn about this fight, and is also the same person that's going to be in the ring on the fight night, and they're still training at the same gym that was lottery funded and provided for, you know, by Sports Aid and everything else, etc. For me, it just seems like the game is a bit skewed. Why have I got to walk into a system where there's already connections above my head, and fast forward 8 years, I'm still battling that same setup, and they're still using taxpayers' lottery funded money to run their gym and to pay the wages of the physios and the analysts and the nutritionists and the second tournament and the flats that they stay in over the road. To me, it just stinks a little bit that one man has been given this grace that he can decide who's the Olympians and then also sign them and train them at the same gym. To me, that just seems a bit crazy. to be honest. And
Justified to win Olympic gold. Justified.
yeah, for you, of course it's justified for you. You won Olympic gold, of course it is. But I mean, the fact that, you know, that person making those decisions trains you still and manages you now to this day, and at the time was training your big brother in the professional ring. It just, you know, like, come on, Galal, I know the irony is not lost on you. Like, you can't say there is no advantage or no disadvantage from having that person also being able to decide, you know, because my gripe was, in 2 consecutive years, me and Harvey Hearn had both beaten Galal, and then within 6 months, he was by far and away the #1 by opportunities. Me and Harvey hadn't been getting sent nowhere, so, like I said, it was like an old powers act, and faces fitted, so obviously it's not personal towards me or anyone around me, but these are just my personal gripes that I've had to sit with for 10 years. It didn't start with GB, it just finished there. It started on England, but, you know, when the decisions are getting made by a few humans in a room with their own agendas and with their own wants and their own relationships and their own friendships, that the person that picked the person to go in front of me all those years ago, who I'd beaten within the calendar month, and is now still doing his corner, and they're still training at the same gym, that was all paid for by lottery tickets and taxpayer money. I just don't think it sits right with me, but I'm just a boxer, so who cares what I think.
Next question.
Question from me. I'd like to ask Kal how Galal actually beat Sonny, because we were supposed to be sitting up on the press conference today. You've paid for me to come all the way here to promote this fight, and you're sitting down there, so I just wondered how you think Galal should go about beating Sonny on fight night.
Question for Kal.
Yeah.
Kal. How does Galal beat Sonny?
Short and sweet.
You'll find out on November 30th.
And just one last thing, on the way here, I left my daughter to come here as well. I passed through duty free, and I got you a little present for old time's sake.
Brilliant, Charlie.
My big brother, you know. Shout out Charlie.
Yes, Oscar.
A question for both Galal and Sonny, open table. Who has more dislike for the other?
I like Galal, so I actually think Galal is one of the most balanced and...
Cheers, mate.
No, serious, like, without sucking your dick, it's just... he's a genuine person. Like, he's genuine, and like we've had conversations about this fight after pretty much every single spar that we've had. Like, this was always coming, we was always excited for it. Kal, Galal, they were a good fighting family, let's be real. Okay, no things get said back and forth, but the only reasons why the Edwardses are keep getting back to the Yafai is because we're all good fighters, and we've all done everything that's asked of us. And yeah, the 30th of November, it's all in the light for the two families, and I'm excited.
Galal, what do you think of Sonny?
I think he's a whack now. You know what? I've got along with Sonny for years. We're, you know, he's been sporting rivals. That don't mean we have to hate each other. Always got to be, you know, us fighting and swearing and whatnot. We prove what we've got to prove in the ring, and that's it.
Gamal, what do you think of Sonny?
Relax, guys.
Any other questions, guys? Yes.
Question for Galal, and I guess for both really, but starting off with Galal, you mentioned the sparring there, you mentioned obviously the amateur fights, and for those fights there were sort of, I guess, not many people watching, 10 people at most watching on the spar, to now, sort of when you look behind you, you've got Edwards, Yafai, Birmingham, especially to fly the main event as well. How special is that you've sort of transformed it from the sparring to the amateur fight to now earning big money in a main event slot?
Yeah, it's you know what, it's great, and you never really know what's going to happen in the future. When we first met, in the ring 9-10 years ago, we never would have thought we'd be here now. But like I said earlier in a few interviews, Sonny's done his bit of the bargain. He's became world champion. He's made himself a name. He's made himself relevant, and I've done my bit as well. You know, became Olympic champion. So I can only thank him for making this a big fight too. Hopefully, it's a good fight for me.
Right guys, I think we're done. The interim WBC Flyweight World Championship on the line. The winner will go on to fight for the WBC title. It's must win a domestic classic. Sonny Edwards against Galal Yafai, a huge night of boxing from Birmingham. Still some championship fights to announce. Big pre-sale yesterday, official general sale tomorrow. Get your tickets. We know that these guys are going to be selling a huge amount of tickets for the show. For everybody watching, get yourself to a true British classic, November 30th. We're going to face off the guys. Thank you for attending tonight. We'll see you soon. Thank you.
Rainy and Bram as always, lovely English weather, do you know what I mean? Bloody hell, mate. But yeah, it was a great press conference, it was good to see. Congratulations to Ibrahim Sulaiman Spider, who obviously signed to Matchroom now. A great look for McCracken's gym. Shout out Jaykae as well. Great stuff, great for Birmingham. Also, furthermore, Charlie Edwards, as you can see, dashed a duck fight. Their feud's always been going on for ages. There was a lot of spicy stuff said in that. I'm looking forward to this fight. There's a lot to be said and proven, to be honest, as well. Sonny being a remarkable fighter that he is, and more seasoned in terms of pro fights. Obviously, we have the younger Yafai as well, who is seasoned as well and is a talented fighter. Won gold, as we all know. What's going to happen? I just want to see what fireworks are unleashed. Let's go.